All right, this is like take 4. I am in the basement. This was going to be my studio when I moved into this place, but I got so busy with about 1,000 other things, I did never turn this into a studio. There was a lot going on when I moved here a year ago, and at the time, it just all kind of fell apart at the time. And so I never turned this into a studio. I really regret it now, not doing this, because it looks like the inside of this place would have been good. All I had to do was paint the walls and paint the background. I would have had a studio. I actually never thought about shooting toward the garage door. I was going through the other way. And now I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn, I should have did it that way. Could have covered that little spot of light there. I'm actually shooting on my phone because I got everything packed up because we're going to be making a move. I think on the 9th, I need to get with everybody and see if the 9th will work for everybody. Yeah, I kind of like this lighting. Now I'm kind of regretting not doing it this way because it never occurred to me. And I guess that's one of them mistakes that people make. But I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks. I've been riding a lot, like putting a shitload of miles on the bike lately, and the weather's been really perfect. And the weather just changed to where it's like 65 at night or 55 at night. It's like, so in the morning riding home from night shift, though I'm not riding today because it's getting ready to storm, and that's why I was going to shoot this outside. And then it's like, it's getting ready to storm, and I didn't want it to start storming right in the middle of everything. I was like, I'll just do this. And then when I set it up, I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. Don't quite like the color, but I do like the lighting. I do like the depth of this. So I'm feeling a little regretful for that, but that's all right. It's been Mercury retrograde. We're supposed to learn the lesson, and I guess one of my many, many lessons I learned during Mercury retrograde was that I should turn the camera around and try to shoot the other way. So that's going forward in the next place that I'm going to move to, which is going to be a challenge because it doesn't have a basement, doesn't have a garage. I ordered a shed online, which is welcome to the new age. Ordered a shed online, and me and Angus have to build a platform for it and build a thing for it. It's just basically going to be a shed that stores stuff, But I do want a studio. That's one of them things that, it's on my list of manifestations is to have a professional studio that's the bike can roll into. I can have permanent lighting set up and like a studio. I am still dealing with my hand issue, and we'll get farther into that some other episode. I'm not even going to go into that today and just have a little fun with some tape. It's my ring finger is not operating like it should. And the sports medicine doctor now wants me to do an MRI because of tendons and stuff like that. I tend to believe it's just swelling or something. The stitches were in the front here. They were pretty deep, and I can feel tingling. Like he said, you're going to feel tingling all the time in them fingers for a while it heals. And I have a feeling it's affecting the stuff on the top too. But I'll go, we'll get it all checked out. They wanted to wait till the swelling went down. I was on antibiotics and anti-inflammatories, and then I'm icing it. The whole time I'm at home, I bought multiple. So speaking of, I wish I'd brought it down here, but I didn't. Go to like Walgreens or CVS. They sell a sleeve that you can put in the refrigerator. It's like a gel pack for ice, like icing your hands. It's just got a little spot for your thumb. I'm telling you, I'm going to get another one. So in the summertime when I ride, I'm going to put them on my gloves. It's like ice packs that's thin enough that's like a thin sleeve thing. You just put your gloves over top of it. That's a cool thing. That would be a cool marketing thing for you, you gear manufacturers, First MFG. Then Harley Davidson hired their new CEO. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit. Let's start off with some good news. These are a pair of American-made vice grips, and I got them from Jersey Discount Tools. They are used. Nick messaged me, and this comes from a couple years ago when I did a 1 can a day and ended my 1 can a day at the Jersey Discount Tool headquarters in New Jersey. And Nick always talks about tools. He's very passionate about it, and he's like, Nick understands who his customer is. He doesn't think of them as consumers. He wants to help them out. He understands that by treating his customer like a valued part of his business, because they are, your customer is a valued part of your business. It's the most important part of your business. But he goes out of his way to serve his customers and give them the right tools. And we were talking about tools, and I said I used to love the American-made vice grips that I had when I worked in the body shop. And like every time you were on the farm, I said I carried these in my pocket everywhere because they're the American-made vice grips. You get a screw that was stripped out, you could damn near take a Phillips flathead, smooth flathead Phillips screwdriver or a Phillips screw out with these. I said I used them for everything in the body shop. You didn't need to take, a wrecked car's got a clip underneath it. You could rip to get to a clip and you could, get to clip off. And these things were invaluable. I would cut holes in wrecked panels that you need to pull metal out of the way. I'd cut holes in it. I had one of these where I welded a loop on the end of it, like a little round loop that I could fit a come-along thing into, or a little strap to hook to a come-along. And I would hook this to a piece of sheet metal, come-along sheet metal out of the way so I could get to wrecked parts to take parts apart with. The American-made vice grips were just an incredible. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were made in Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were made near the place where the first homesteader Little House on the Prairie place was at, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody might correct me on that. Anyway, I'd tell Nick that these were my favorite tools, and I said the modern ones are made in China, and when you clamp them down, these things here twist. That for some reason the American mades are like this rivet here was so much stronger. The other ones flex, and they weren't as good. I do always keep a pair, always, all my motorcycles. It's like in my toolkits. It's like always in the bottom of my saddlebag, you'll find a pair of these. Nick messaged me, is like, hey, is these what you wanted? He messaged me and I picked them up used for you. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Nick. So thank you, Nick. These are like, I think I might frame these and put these in my new studio, put these on the wall. It was like, that is very, that's customer service. That's what you want out of a business. So Jersey Discount Tools. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Cracker Barrel, the publicity stunt they did to convince everybody that they should still go to corporate restaurants and not local privately owned independent businesses, rural restaurants. I don't know how many people, raise your hands, how many people eat in rural restaurants ever? If you want a good example of one, you want a destination spot, AJ's Diner in Vevey, Indiana. They're only open in the morning. I think hours are like 6 to 10 maybe, or 5 to 10. I'm not sure. They only take cash. The waitress doesn't take, there's no menus. You just tell them what you want. The food's amazing. It's it really is a farm restaurant that's been there forever. And she don't, like when she comes to take your order, she don't have a pen and paper. You just, like 10 people will be there at the table and you just all tell her your order's always right. It's the most incredible thing. Cash only though. You don't make you go across the street to the ATM. But that's like a real farm, rural diner, greasy hole in the wall, and you won't be disappointed. I do like Cracker Barrel. I have eaten there. It is like when you're on the road, it is that dependable stuff. Like you can't always find something when you just want to get off the exit and get something. I do like it. They serve Bloody Marys, so there's that. They do have good eggs and hash browns and all that. Nonetheless, it still was a publicity stunt, and people need to start realizing these publicity stunts that corporate America does to them. My friend Tim bought a Road Glide, and so we're going to say something good about Harley Davidson before we go into the new CEO. My friend Tim bought not a new Road Glide. He bought a 2000. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. 2011 Road Glide. Got a Woods 555 cam in it. Sounds amazing. It runs great. Got a good deal on it. But him and his sons ride together, and they have their own bikes. And this was his own Harley that he didn't get for his sons. And I'm very proud of him. He's really cool family guy. Sorry, Tim. But he joined Hog, and there's a lot of benefits to it compared to the old days where it was just like this fake MC looking thing that people could cosplay at. One of them is that it's like the roadside assistance, and when you have a motorcycle and you're dealing with AAA, sometimes it's a real pain in the ass because they're going to send some guy with rollback and a hook, and he's going to drag your bike up the rollback. At least Hog has these motorcycle, allegedly motorcycle friendly towing companies they deal with. So if a bike breaks down on the road, also they have these riding challenges, which Tim was showing me about last night, where they got like on the app, you can you can map out where you want to go, and it sets up, it maps, and you can set like no highways, no tolls, no bridges, whatever, and it'll map you out a route, and say if you want to do a certain amount of mileage, or mileage with you're going to take a group of people on a ride. This way you can get a nice ride. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And you get points for the mileage and stuff. You get it checked in at the hog group, at the Harley dealers. Yeah, it's a marketing thing, because it's like, how many Harley, there's like challenges, like how many Harley dealers can you visit a day? It's like, well, there's a reason you go to barbershops, you get a haircut. But nonetheless, I thought it was interesting. And then I didn't know how, I have filmed this video a couple times. It's not like I just forgot about YouTube. I filmed this video a couple times, and I just didn't know what to say about the new CEO, because I don't think it's the right direction. I don't think a guy just bought a Harley that was the ex-CEO of Pizza Hut and Top Golf is the right guy for Harley Davidson. Granted, he'll probably figure out a ways to make money. He'll find a way to have high interest loans for 10 years or 12 years for new Harley, so everybody can be on a Harley. He's going to have he's going to offshore more stuff, making it less, it'll be more of an assembled in America. I don't think that he's going to understand the values, the core values of Harley Davidson's history, the culture. I don't think he's going to understand the culture. I think he's going to get like the Cliff Notes version of the culture. I was only half kidding when I said Matt Laidlaw will also be president of this Harley Davidson. I really think that he could have done a good job. I think that running a business is just as much about vision and consistent vision as it is about knowing how to run an Excel sheet or have a Microsoft Teams on your phone. I really think they did the wrong thing. But then I also thought, well, like, do I even know the CEO of Indian or Polaris? I don't even know. It's not like I would make, a lot of people's made videos about the new CEO. And I'm like, I was thinking that. I was like, I don't know who the CEO of Honda is. I don't know who the CEO of BMW is. I would not say that the board of directors hired him in the cuck chair at Holiday Inn. I wouldn't say something like that, like I've heard people say about Harley Davidson. I'm getting a stupid phone call from a telemarketer in the middle of the afternoon, and it drives me nuts, these telemarketing calls. But I'm going to ignore it. We're just going to keep recording here, just because that's what we do here. So I just thought that I thought I was like, now I'm like my uncles. It's like come full circle. I remember my uncles arguing, my younger uncle having a cone shovel head, and my older uncles having pre-67 Harleys, and when AMF bought Harley Davidson, they were like, oh, Harley Davidson no longer exist, and so now I'm that guy. I'm like, I don't care about the corporation. It's not that I don't care. It's just they've kind of made it like, it's just I have no, it's like, I think this is a fine motorcycle. I love this motorcycle. There are weak spots, but that's probably due to my age less than the motorcycle itself and the engineering. Struggling with ergonomics and my arthritis. And because of this, I was taking a lot of Tylenol, and I really was feeling like my liver and kidneys and my appendix and everything was taking a beating. And so I quit taking it. Quit taking Tylenol, because I was like, this, I know I got to take care of this, but it was like treating this and antibiotics. It felt like my guts were just dying. And then, so I quit taking that. And then all of a sudden my arthritis is like, oh, guess what? Let's inflame you. So every time you go ride and you stop at the stoplight, you got to stand up on the pegs, or you got to stand up. And I'm like, I got to do something about the, maybe a running board situation. I don't know. But it is one of them things. But it is a fine motorcycle. It's like, this is the pinnacle of sport touring in the Harley world, I believe. Sport touring. I don't say, I think saddlebags suck? Yes, absolutely. It's like the FFRT bags were much deeper, even though they were clamshell, they were much deeper. You get a hoodie and something else in the saddlebags here, and you're packing her up pretty good. I know, BK Lowe, puts the great big crazy squirrel thing on the saddlebag thing, but Like every time I go to work, I don't want to pack like I'm going to Denver in a wagon train. Whew. But anyway, I'm just like, it's like Harley Davidson hires this guy, and it's just like there's this. I don't think the guy said anything of value since they've hired him. The last guy, I don't believe was. I think that he just, I think the most you could say is he kept the wheels on. I don't think he moved us forward. I think everything we're seeing now is a fruition of the passion from the '90s, from the Nova stuff, from the Von Bill's vision, and there's your president with a vision. Whether you agreed with his vision or not, he had a vision for Harley Davidson. It wasn't just to keep the wheels on; it was to grow into this, motor company that was competitive. And you wouldn't. I was telling Tim and everybody this last night about the difference in helmets. We were talking about helmets, and I told him next year I'm going to get a carbon fiber helmet because in the old days, 65, 70, maybe 75 was like my cruising speed on a Harley on my commutes. And then since then, the commuting speed in general of all vehicles have raised to like average 85, 90. And this will go 85, 90. And all of a sudden, helmet technology is like, holy shit, windshield and helmet technology is like different now. And granted, I'm getting ready to move to where my commute won't be like that, but I will, every time I want to go to the city, I'll be on interstate, and that will still exist. We are moving to a new place so I can be closer to my youngest daughter, in case you're wondering, and my commute will be closer. What else? I don't know. We're going to be moving on the 9th, possibly. I need to check with everybody, make sure that schedule's good. And blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to check in because I feel like I miss you guys. I miss the interaction. And I didn't want to just, put the camera on my helmet and do another just generic motovlog. And I don't think I always feel like I have something to say. And I've really tried to record this in the last couple of weeks and just not been successful about my views to the CEO because it's just like the most white bread, mayonnaise, American cheese restaurant off the exit kind of CEO they could have hired. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not like I'm concerned. I feel bad for my friends who are sponsored by Harley Davidson. I hope that they're not struggling to feel passionate about this guy or his vision, because as far as I see, he has no real vision. On that note, I'm going to miss DoorDash. I'm going to miss Uber Eats. I'm going to miss being able to walk to nice restaurants. I know that's something I didn't share with all you all where this is. I'm in an old Italian neighborhood. There's a Catholic church back there, and everybody on Saturdays and Sundays would walk up the sidewalk, and it's really nice neighborhood. People carrying their rosaries. My daughters are going to miss the nice restaurants. They enjoyed staying here, but I miss being close to my daughters. That's it. We'll continue this, and probably another week. I got some ideas. I have some stuff I haven't edited yet, but I need to finish up and do. And I need to go get more boxes. I've been boxing stuff up today. I've had a problem like starting the moving process. It's like this mental blockage of putting stuff into boxes. Today, I just forced myself, like, this stuff's going in boxes. And so stuff went in boxes and taped up. And I get my keys this weekend to the new place. And it's tiny. It's very tiny compared to this place. But it's just me and my kids when they stay with me. That's a lot of information. You guys probably don't care. And this is going on 20 minutes, and I'm probably not going to edit it down. It's probably this is, you guys know me. We're just going to free flow. I'm going to work. Peace out, foes. Oh yeah, this is a shop cat. It's a neighbor's cat, and I show up. He lives up the block, like quite a few houses, and I show up in the morning after night shift, and he comes running to welcome me and try to get in the house. Apparently he does this to all the neighbors too. So there's that. Hey buddy.